Welcome back to World Entertainment, and we finally have our first official look at the brand new James Gunn Superman, the suit. The suit has been revealed. They could have picked a better picture than this because David Corenswet sitting down in the image doesn't really do the suit justice. So I'm sure if this image has been released, I'm sure we're going to get very soon a full image of him standing. Now, the reaction to the suit is incredibly mixed, leaning more towards the negative from what I'm seeing. My thoughts we'll get to, but the weird thing that a lot of people are kind of pointing out is it looks like it has shoulder pads. I'm not sure if that's just because he's sitting down, so it's kind of raised up a bit. Not 100% sure, because the weird thing about the suit, and it's something I said it looked like it may have when we first got the original image, which was of course the symbol, that I said it looked very padded because you could see kind of little channels in and around the S. And then you see the suit fully and you're kind of going, it does look strangely padded. Which is strange because we're seeing now also that accompanied this picture a new image of David Corenswet doing his training. To be honest, I think it's an old image. It has to be old because his hair is short in the Superman image and his hair is long, or at least longer, in this workout image. But the workout image, he's jacked. You know, he was pretty small when he got cast, which a lot of people went, why would you cast someone so skinny in terms of muscle mass? And now he's jacked. And of course, all of a sudden, they're coming out, his trainer stuff, saying it's all natural. He didn't do any, wonder drugs. And he's 30 years old, he's 6'4", and now he's built like a brick shithouse, basically. And his trainer put out the photo saying Corenswet's trainer, Paolo Machete, has posted an image revealing how jacked Corenswet has become, and he wrote, David Corenswet worked his ass off. I can't wait to share more of the training we did to prepare. So clearly at some stage they're going to post a lot more about what his training was. To be honest, he seemed to have packed on that muscle very fast compared to when he got cast to like a month and a half later and he was this jacked. He probably had a bit of help. I'm not saying steroids. There's other forms of stuff you can take that gets you jacked quite quickly. Alan Richardson, of course, has spoken about what he's taking. But when you see him look that jacked and then you see the suit, you're kind of going, why does it look very baggy, very not really attached to the body frame, if you like. And of course, the image also has this thing in the background, which there's a lot of speculation about what that is. And of course, I think we're all assuming that it's probably Brainiac, that this is confirmation that Brainiac might be in this. And Gunn released this image and he says, get ready, Superman 7/11/25. And he added, the above photo was taken on set by Jess Miglio or something and was entirely in camera, which would cry out then that says what's happening in the back is volume. Obviously it's not an image that's trying to say what's happening in the back is actually happening at this very moment, with Superman just sitting there casually putting his boots on. Now, as for the suit, let's have a look at what people are saying. I'll look at the positives from people because there's literally next to none of them that I can come across. They're just underwhelmed by it. Even the people who are saying they like it, well, not that they like it, they're kind of saying it's not the worst, but it's not the best kind of attitude. We'll have a look at this one. The very first one that is positive towards it also makes no sense because it says this: here's what James Gunn did with Superman's costume that no other previous director has been able to do. Make the suit look and feel real. Very, very strange statement. seen as all the suits have been real. Henry Cavill was actually in that blue and red suit, you know. It's such a bizarre statement. Christopher Reeves, of course, was absolutely in the suit. So to say it looks and feels real is such a bizarre statement. But that person clearly likes it. Someone else simply wrote, "Thank you, James Gunn," and had little prayer hands. By the way, those prayer hand emojis, do you realise they're not actually prayer hands? They're high fives. I bet you a lot of you didn't realise that. They're actually high five emojis, not praying emojis. Someone else just put in hashtag Superman at James Gunn with the image of Corenswet and the image of the original Superman comic, with Superman just sitting in an armchair. Then there's some others that are like, what in the Homelander is this? You know, one says, "Let James Gunn cook." Mark Millar, oddly enough, has put in, says, which of course, for people who don't know, comic book writer, says, "I trust James Gunn above pretty much anyone in terms of comic book movie making. So as much as I've never been a fan of the Double O's design, and especially the collar, I'm 100% optimistic. Plus, David C. looks great, and the curl is back." So this is one issue people are really going to take, is the collar, which is basically from the New 52 era of Superman comics. Someone else writes, "What I love about this shot, I just says, this looks like a job for Superman. Well done at James Gunn." I think he's supposed to say "it just says," but he wrote "I just says." What else have we got? I'm trying to find all the the ones that pretty much like it and stuff, which there's not all that much. Say what you want about Zack Snyder, but the first official Man of Steel image dwarfs James Gunn's. Zack knew at the very least how to make Superman look cool. Because the very first image of Cavill was, of course, that image of him at the safe when he was squashing the door, basically. Warner Brothers themselves, or at least warnerbrothers.uk's Twitter page put it out as well, and that's just insane, full of we want Henry Cavill back and just tons of Henry Cavill stuff. There are a few that like it, like this one. "Oh my god, what a day to be alive. This looks epic and can't wait. The trunks are back. Plus lots going on. Can't wait. I'm hyped 1,000,000%. I'll always love Henry Cavill for Superman, but also excited there's a new era for Superman. Doesn't take away from the past, just gives more vitality and perspective. This looks awesome." Yeah, that's kind of the only real kind of positives we get, because we get a lot of negative responses to it like this. Not bad, not great, but it could be a lot worse. The position doesn't do him any favors. It makes it look like he has no musculature, which is true. That's what I'm saying. People think it has shoulder pads. That may just be because he's sitting and kind of hunched, and it may be pushed up a bit. Next person says, "Why does Superman's suit look like a Halloween costume?" The next one says, "Not much of a sense of prowess for Superman in that suit." Another one says, "Looks incredibly cumbersome and frumpy. The Man of Steel is supposed to be jacked. His mask does the talking, not the padding." So again, there's people kind of looking at it saying it looks very padded. Another said he had to put the boots on before he gets his nails done. Another says it's the Lazenby effect. Can never match or surpass Henry Cavill. Someone put in a gif of Stallone and the Expendables just saying, "I'm good." Another has the meme saying, "Don't even care." "That's a man in a bad blue suit with a S on it, not Superman," said someone else. Another one said, "Meh." And you know, you're really getting the point. Someone saying, "What's your opinion on the red shorts?" Boy, he's in no hurry. is another one. Not excited for DC films because of how bad Snyderverse was, but the outfit looks cool, so there's a positive one. You get the one saying the symbol I'm cool with. Soup's hair, the curl seems too far to the right. Jesus, you're really kind of nitpicking for that part. Soup's suit looks one size too big, and the blue collar shouldn't be above the cape. I hope the color palette to this film is not reminiscent of Guardians, but we are getting a new Superman film. So again, there's the color coming into play. Another one even wrote, color's kind of weird. Someone wrote, oddly enough, it looks like AI. The background maybe, yeah, not Corenswet. And you get your gist. Someone simply says, I like it. What's this one? I don't know about this. Homelander vibes. There's another kind of Homelander reference. So you're kind of getting the mix there where it's a very mixed bag towards it. Now, what do I think of it myself? Well, I don't like the color. That's straight up. The colour of it. Now, everyone's saying it looks very muted, but you can see that it's filthy. It's covered in crap, so he's obviously been through stuff. However, if you look at the legs, you're getting the true colour of the suit. And no, it's not vibrant. It is that muted blue, and you can see by the cape and the boots even that it's a very muted red as well. It is good to see the trunks are there. We can just about see them. We don't know how long or short those trunks will be until we see him standing. It definitely looks padded though. And the way you can tell is if you look at the wrists of it. You can see not just are they not actually stuck to his wrist, like a tight fit, but you can see the thickness of the actual end part of the wrist, which indicates that that whole arm part is padded. Why are they padding this thing when the guy got jacked for this role? It's really strange. The cape looks like it's going to be as long as Cavill's, like it's on the floor and halfway across while he's sitting down, putting boots on, which indicate it might actually even be longer than Henry Cavill's cape. I know a few people had issues with the length of that cape, thinking it was a bit too long, that it should be a bit shorter. At least the boots are red this time as well. I don't particularly like that S. I've never liked that S, but the weird designs in across the collar and down the arms, and there's a bit around the knees. Well, the knee part looks like knee pads, to be honest. But the lines and that design in the arms and the upper chest where the cape is attached, it looks weird. I don't get that. And how much of that would probably be on the torso. Again, it's not the best image to start off with, being the fact that he's sitting down. I kind of get why James Gunn wanted that to be the first image, because, he's going off the Superman Legacy comic, and the main image for that, of course, was Superman sitting down. And he's obviously trying to say, well, we'll do the Superman sitting down thing. But it creases the suit and it makes it look bulkier than it may be. The lines and creases in it kind of take away from how much you can tell how jacked Corenswet is and stuff. And then, of course, the background being, is that Brainiac or is it something else? Seeing as James Gunn has constantly said the only villain in this movie will be Lex Luthor, and yet all the rumors are saying no, the villain will be Brainiac. And then you put an image like this out and you see this thing in the background, you're like, it looks like it's possibly a part of Brainiac, or maybe it's something completely different. I guess time will have to tell. But it is a strange image to put out, to have him sitting down and putting his boot on while you have this thing happening in the background. It just makes it seem very strange. Yeah, the colours are muted again, and it's dark. It's obviously a darker suit than Henry Cavill's suit in Black Adam, which was a lot more vibrant in the blue and red compared to the other suits he wore from Man of Steel and through BVS and stuff. And this seems to be on par with the Man of Steel colours, the muted blue and the muted red. Very padded looking, yes. Again, look at the thickness down at the wrist part. You can see that it's quite a thick fabric, which would indicate that yes, it's padded, which is very strange. But there is your very first official look, I should say, of the full suit. Even though he's sitting down, we don't quite get the full impact of the suit, but either way, it's our first full look at the suit. What do you guys think of it? Are you a yay for it? Are you a nay for it? Do you really just not care? Let us know. And with that, I will leave it here for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.